to dance halls, saloons and banks, stores of every sort, but mainly saloons and gambling dens. Deadwood Gulch was jam-packed with every variety of mankind, good and bad. The likes of Wild Bill Hickok, Seth Bullock, Wyatt Earp, Calamity Jane, Colorado Charlie Utter, California Joe, and Preacher Smith. Somewhere between 4,000 to 6,000 of them. They came with greed or lust and high ideals, but the frenzied excitement that Deadwood provided well satisfied their pioneer spirits. Two guys named Nuttall and Mann couldn't picture themselves seeking their fortune as prospectors, and instead built a house on their placer claim, number 10, which became known as Saloon Number 10. On the morning of August 2nd, 1876, Harry Young was tending bar in the number 10. His hair was greased, as was customary for bartenders in gold camps. This was essential as part of a method used by bartenders to collect a little extra loot for themselves. Before reaching into a prospector's poke for a pinch of gold to collect for a given whiskey, the bartender would rub his fingers through his greasy hair, thus oiling them well. He would deposit the unoiled gold dust into the boss's take, and by again rubbing his fingers through his hair, redeposit the oily flakes where it could be washed out later. It said that there was a bald-headed barkeep who was known to have half a dozen hair pieces, all well oiled. His take was enormous, as the laundering process was more efficient. The dance hall girls had arrived on Colorado Charlie Utter's wagon train in late June, ready and willing to entertain the thousands of eligible prospectors. Some came with hopes of finding the right man. Others came simply to make their own fortune. Their attire, somewhat more revealing than what was thought to be proper, was looked down upon by those trained in ladylike etiquette, but nonetheless, they brought to the gold rush an air of reckless, dazzling excitement. By August 2nd, 1876, they were well established up and down Deadwood City's main street, working around the clock in one fashion or the other. Honky-tonk piano and their songs of promising spirit filled the air. Many an unlucky prospector could find hope for tomorrow, for he knew what the night would bring.
Howdy, fellas. How's the game going?
3 o'clock in the afternoon, seeking a little poker action. Charlie Rich, a gambler from Cheyenne, Carl Mann, owner from Saloon Number 10, and Captain Massey, a riverboat captain from Missouri, were engaged in a game of draw poker and were quick to invite Bill to join them.
Charlie, what are you doing sitting in my seat?
Sorry, I took the seat first.
While Bill's reputation demanded that he exceedingly cautious, for instance, he never liked to sit with his back to the door.
What do you mean,
The
oh
vacant
well?
seat was so
That's my
located,
seat.
and a
Now
lively
get
debate
out.
between Charlie Rich and Bill resulted in an attempt on Bill's part to get Charlie's chair.
Doggone it, Charlie. Now you know I can't sit
Bill
there.
was
Get
not
out of my
given his
chair.
request, and grudgingly, with great hesitation,
I'll tell
took
you
the
what.
empty chair.
I'm gonna take your
But
chair.
after a few minutes,
I'm gonna
he
take
stood
your
up
money,
and
and then
again
you're out of
asked
here.
Charlie for his chair.
It's been like that all day, Carl.
Bill didn't win this argument either, and on this rare occasion, he settled down, sitting with his back to the door. Wariness, though, kept Bill alert, for all knew him to be a left-handed drinker, leaving his right hand free to handle his pistol. As unpredictable as card games are, Bill found himself quickly losing to Massey, who had lost to Bill the night before. Bill asked Harry for $15 worth of pocket checks. Harry brought them over to Bill and returned to the bar and his duties. Soon, a shifty drifter known as Jack McCall entered the saloon. Bill quickly turned while drawing his gun. Recognizing McCall as a newcomer to town, he greeted him with a friendly,
Howdy, Jack.
then reholstered his gun and resumed the
last
game.
night playing cards. I don't know why he
Jack
showed up
slowly
again.
circled the table, pausing briefly behind each player and analyzing each hand.
What are you doing working, kid? We don't need you looking over our shoulders. Get out of here. Alright, where were we?
While Bill's attention was on Massey, there was a friendly argument between them, and while Bill remarked,
Alright,
I'm just getting started. Come on, give me a drink of that whiskey right now.
and returning directly behind Wild Bill, Suddenly, Jack McCall, the bullet struck Bill in the back of the head, coming out of his left cheek and lodged in Captain Massey's left arm. It was discovered soon after the cards Bill was holding were aces and eights, forever known as the dead man's hand. All fled the saloon except Carl Mann, who was headed to found McCall not guilty, and he was released. Not only outraged the judge, but also the general populace. McCall left the camp in haste. Upon reaching supposed safety in Wyoming, he began bragging of his ignoble deed. Word of this reached the U.S. Marshal, who tracked McCall down, arrested him, and sent him to Yankton to be tried again in Dakota Territory. It was determined, since the first trial was held in Indian Territory, that it was not legal. McCall was found guilty and hung for his cowardly crime. He was buried in an unmarked grave on the edge of town.